Uh-oh. Oh, come on. I was having it working earlier. Nothing gonna work today. There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome on into the Haven. Today, we're going to be making up yesterday's Wynncraft stream, which if you don't see it or you weren't there, yes, I deleted it. It was like under an hour of barely any progress. So, what ended up happening was, apparently, after I got some tech support, apparently it is a niche but known Minecraft issue of it'll just randomly full screen mode will stop working, and you'll kind of what I had happen is if I tab out at all, then it just blacks out. And that's not even just with me streaming, that is just Minecraft in general, playing on my own, playing on stream, doesn't matter. And so I tried to do some fixes on my own of trying to turn full screen off, seeing how that works, turning some graphics down, even messing with trying to do a borderless window, which by mod and or just modifying the installation via the Minecraft client, both gave me a rolling static effect. So what I ended up having to do is I got it to do windowed full screen. However, that does make the game look kind of weird. And it wasn't a mod issue either. I did check that. I had fully uninstalled and reinstalled Minecraft even. So I'm gonna see how it looks, because you will see the border of the window, or at least the screen's gonna look a little weird. I might actually do just having the full screen up. We're not like no overlay business for the game. But hopefully this is still gonna work today, otherwise I'll play the most impossible way of playing it and look through my OBS to see it while my other screen's blacked out. And since there is some stuff we did already do yesterday, but you know, could not show it, like I deleted the stream, not there. I will read the 4 secret discoveries we already did, so then that can come through. Okay, let's see how this looks. The game will pick up. All right, I'm gonna make sure that it's picking up just fine. I can go in and out of tab. Okay. So, okay, yeah. You see how you can see the overlay, the kind of very baby overlay I have? Here's what we're gonna do. Oh my god, wait, can I not even full screen this either? Because it still shows it. That's awful. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna end up, if I can get the screen back again. We're gonna have to have it look a little crummy here. It's gonna look a little weird, a little big. Fine. There. This is a good thing for me to have learned. So then if I do have games that have this kind of issue, or have to be like in a windowed mode, then I will just be able to have an overlay that can modify its frame. So, you know, if we have issues like this, it can still look good. All right, we're gonna hop into Wynncraft and I will find those secret discoveries. I'm gonna read them out on my computer though. Yeah, we're in a desert house where I was trying to fix issues. So let me get us up here. So, Desert Secret Discoveries Wynncraft. We're gonna read the first 4 because that's the ones I did. Desert. Okay. So we did Quicksand, Temple Run, Boulder Pit, and Temple of Swords. There is 8 of them, it seems. Let me see if I can just show my... I would set up to show my screen, but I'll point it out on page. So for this one, here is this one, Quicksand. Quicksand, you start about over here where there's a literal pit. Oh no, wait, not that one, not that one. The pit of Quicksand is over here. So it's pretty close to Almouge. And June's, who is a prevalent character throughout Wynncraft. It, at least in the desert part, is mainly the one who's talking to us through this. And then, so we're over here. She comes over and is like, oh, looks like somebody got stuck in quicksand. Don't worry. I'm sure there's all sorts of wonders below the surface. And then she joins us. And so there's an empire from about 2,000 years ago. So we're just exploring the ruins with her because she's been trying to excavate the ruins and be very gentle about it, because this is like 2,000-year-old history of sorts. And what we find in the quicksand pit is a library with lots of books, lots of scriptures, and then we find a third little secret library in the back. And some of the books in the first bigger library that looks more to be open to the public is about like farming and civilization, which makes her June's question if it predates the portal being open. And then when we go into the back room, she finds a family tree with the emperor, but having like hundreds of children. And so she's like, how old is this guy? And then she's like, after she reads a bit in the back room, she's like, there's so much dust, I need to get out of here. Which is a little random, but all right. And then the next one, which is actually the first one we did this in a little bit of reverse order, is this one over here. It is called Temple Run for the secret discovery name. There's a guy who's like some cactus expert. We take his machete that he tells us not to touch, and we go and cut down some cactus right over here. Then, we cut it down, and there's just a random cave there. We fall under, and June's appears. And then she tells us about her, I've been spending half a year excavating this place. I must admit it would have taken me like 2 years to finish. So then we go in deeper with her to the ruins. She's showing us around. There's a bunch of stairs. We go quite deep. And then she's telling us that, you know, it's clear that this empire was seriously advanced, possibly more advanced than us in some ways. I keep seeing symbols in every building. It looks like some sort of rod or scepter. So, like the scepter from whoever was the emperor before, that's what gave him power. And all the discoveries, at least on the wiki, aren't telling us the little experts that, like the discovery lore, but what it seems to be from the 4 that we've had is that, you know, the emperor had a scepter and he had a son, and his son ended up killing him at some point to take that power. But it's a lot of the lore we've been getting is pretty loose. The third one that we do is called Boulder Pit, which is this little area over here, which you don't have any quests that ever relate to this, so always wondered what this area was about. But there's just a boulder, you end up pushing this in, and June's is for some reason inside. And then we find a body in there, and she's like, man, this person must have been here for only like 100 years or so. They must have gotten trapped. And then we go in a little bit deeper, and we just exit out of there for some reason. It was so short, it didn't really do too much. Then Temple of Swords is all the way about right here in this little corner near the invaded barricades. Barracks, sorry. So there's a set of statues, and we have to match this sword that we find near a pit of emeralds and match it to the 5 statues in the back. We keep rotating it over and over. Then June shows up once again, and she tells us about how they used to hide all their gold and stuff here. We go into the room that kind of is like a bank area, and it seems like, somebody took something from here, but for some reason, like, they left all the gold and the emeralds and stuff. Oops. You like, oh, they left all the gold and the emeralds, but it seems like they took something from the middle, and it seems to have been the placing of the scepter. And so we kind of get a little more lore about like how the son of the emperor, the son's name Hashir, he ends up stealing the scepter and hiding it away. And that's about all we really got. It's only halfway through the desert discoveries. So we still have a few more before it seems we go near Levagar. Some of these Levagar. We do have some Nesaak ones we should have. Yeah. But it seems to be a story of an old empire. The emperor lost his life to his son because he had a very powerful scepter. And who knows how many kids that guy had. Freaking emperor. And it seems like we're kind of maybe discovering some of how much power that scepter might have had. But now that I have a working version of my Minecraft again, even if the window looks a little funky, we should be able to continue. So this next one, totem pole, seems to be near the I don't know which one's like one is the eagle camp and one is a different bird. But it seems to be over there. Oh. Wait, okay. Maybe I was staying around too long. That was weird. Sometimes the servers go down periodically, so it could have been just that. That was just very odd, though. But anyways, Minecraft's still working. We're counting it. Really trying to just do a makeup stream for yesterday. But this does seem to be the solution, but luckily moving forward, when I have a new overlay, I would like to do the baby 3D model debut early next year. I'm making an overlay that can adjust its frame so that, you know, everything still looks fine and just go from there. All right, which camp is this? This is the Eagle Tribe. So I guess talk to this guy because it's just the totem. Not only did the Owl Tribe steal our totem, but also lost one of our idol's eye. Oh yeah, that is gone. The totems hold great protective magical power, but without these parts it cannot function. It is probably hiding away somewhere at the Owl Tribe. Maybe if there's peace we can return it. So we don't have much else to go off of. Unless we just go over to the Owl Tribe and we happen to find it. And I don't remember, since it's been a while since we've been over here, I do not remember what kind of voices I gave these guys. So apologies, that will definitely not be lining up with what I did before. I can assure you that. I at least know I'm doing it wrong, I just also don't know what I did. Let's hope this is an easy find. Yeah, it looks like their statues are fine. So I guess their totem might be more in. Let's talk to this main guy. I don't know if he's actually gonna give us words we need. We'll see. No, I guess he's just saying thank you for us helping him on that quest. Their camp's a little smaller. Might have to already Google this one. So let me get up a little higher before I go. Having to Google stuff. I'll just do this on my phone. Why not? Wynncraft. Totem. Pole. Discovery. I totally spelled discovery right. No, I butchered that. Alright, so we go and talk to him. Go to the Owl Tribe and enter one of the houses, and it looks to be on this side. There just happens to be a black orb. Damn, these wolves. There's just gonna happen to be the eye in here, and I guess we go return it to him. Oh, yep, there we go. Wooden eye, okay. I don't have to look too much on the wiki if I don't have to. Besides, at some point, all the ads that are gonna pop up on my phone are just gonna freaking explode it. It won't actually, it'll just be annoying. And I guess we'll just plop it right back on their totem for them. Keep on to say to statue. Or maybe we just should give it to you. No, I guess we gotta get our way up here. Which, luckily, there's this whole little set of stairs over here. Well, path anyways. Still like a set of stairs. Alright. Put your eye back on. Oh, and its wings activate. Oh, and there's an explosion somewhere. I was like, I stood on something. That maybe it opened a cave? I believe it's a cave. I had to just double check that I did that right. Keep going down. Following the death of the Emperor, sandstorms raged across the land, and the Eagle tribe was forced to take refuge in an abandoned prayer cave. And this says there's only 5, but the wiki says there's 8 discoveries. Maybe, oh, there's usually 1, I think, once you discover all the initial discoveries. Weird. A vision of the past present itself to you. Even though you can clearly hear the tribesmen talking, they appear to be speaking in a language you've never heard before. The sandstorms have been raging on for months. We have to leave. We won't make it out there. We won't make it in here. We're almost out of food. Sandstorms usually only last days, maybe weeks. We must have upset the gods. I don't think so. I feel the lingering stench of betrayal in the air. This is a magical storm. We need to find a magical solution. Oh, they're all getting quite upset. Either way, we need to leave or we're dead. I wonder what is happening out there in the Citadel. And I guess they're all retreating or to sleep or whichever. I wonder if all the tribes were a single tribe at once and then the Eagle and Owl tribe split because of the conflict of the betrayal. Whichever betrayal it was. So. It's a child's book. It's covered in pictures of sandstorms featuring some kind of stick. Oh, maybe the scepter was either in the wrong hands or not in anybody's hands, and it just faded. I keep stepping in there. Is there anything with the purple sparkles, or was it just... I think it's just a vision of the past. And I guess that's totem pole, so it's more about, I guess, the scepter's power. That had enough to just rip up storms like that. Alright, Rymek Thief. Rymek Thief is... Ooh, that's way on the edge. Shouldn't be too big of a problem to get to, though. Gotta just go through some kind of nasty caves. try not to cross the water if we don't have to. Because it looks to be right up against the wall of sand over here. What's with this? These random goods. Hey there, friend. Looking to barter for some weapons or trinkets? Scum. That guy just stole a necklace. Catch him and just take this as payment. Oh, we're just gonna follow him. Yeah, show us where your hideout is, little buddy. Well, this is quite the cave. We don't have to mess with the guards. Don't need to, but they're leaving us alone, so... It almost feels like they're intentionally letting us in. And it's a lot of stolen stuff. Looks like you were followed, boy. Well, what do we do now? We're caught by the famous Ragni guard. Or maybe you're looking for something else. Jeffrey, not now. Behave. What's he doing? Oh, sorry, boss. Listen, we ain't all bad. I'm sure we like to nick stuff, but that's how it's always been. Our daddies escaped from your stupid corruption war to the desert. It ain't anything to do with us. So, let's just get this go and you can go back to your war. We'll let you go without a fight, and you can keep your mouth shut. So do we take anything from here? Saw some sparkles, so just extra checking if we can just take something. Unless it's just letting us go. Boys, show 'em out. Did we even take anything? Oh. It appears that the bandits took some of your money while you were unconscious. Oh, that's great. Oh, there we go. There's the speech. After being kicked out from the Wynn cities during the corruption war, a growing number of bandits began to reassimilate in the desert and the mesa. Yeah, I guess we don't really see much in the way of any corruption here. Unlike all the spikes scattered across the deeper Wynn province, there isn't that much in the desert. So it seemed like it was the safest place away since the roots are right here, it's far enough. And then the Silent Expanses, I don't know if this is corruption. I don't think it is. But it's a little bit right next door, but I don't think you can get in via Rymek. So I don't think that was anything of their worry. Alright. Next and possibly the last one is Wrecking Ball. Now where might that be? Because I feel like I've actually seen that. That's that one. And it is right on this side. Okay. Not too far. And this should be the second to last one, as usually the final one will be a little different. Because we have to have all these to begin with. Alright, get off the horse. Is there an actual Wrecking Ball we need to activate? Might be. Let me check a little bit above. Oh, there's a ball of stuff out here. Just a heavy rock. Okay, and push it. Push it, come on. Unless... That looks like an elevator, though. I don't think that's what we need. All the speech it gave us. there really nothing more it's gonna say? I know that's not the end of it. Let me go over here just in case. Dangling thread. Okay. Are we gonna need this for over here? What would this do for the rock? It's just a heavy rock. Oh, well there we go. Hey, that's one way to clear it. Ooh, what did it open up over there though? It opened something. Let's go find out. It's like a mine shaft. Bandit note. If you're looking for the power scepter, you better forget it. We never let it be used again. Sincerely, Creedon Tibus. Or Tibus. When the Creedon Tibus discovered the Emperor's scepter in an ancient hidden temple, they decided to hide it closer to home. After many generations, they grew paranoid and moved it once more. Oh, are we gonna find the scepter? That may be the final discovery? So it seems like desert lore is quite simple. There's no heroes or anything. They didn't have the corruption. They were just more this became an area to flee the corruption, but also their emperor having quite the dangerous scepter. Oh, can we not just break out of here? That easy? I'm surprised we can't just destroy that. Well, I guess I'll just go back up this way. Unless it barred it off again. Shoot, are we screwed? Do we like take too long? Oh. I didn't even notice that at all. Now there's gotta be a final discovery, but maybe I need to open up the book, see if it unlocked it there. Desert Royal Residence. Where they live, huh? All the way in the middle, which makes sense. Alright. Time to get out of Rymek, all of its cliffy areas. And all the thieves. I'm sure Nesaak will give us some more since they had Theoric there. They're the twin brothers. Like, that's guaranteed to give you more lore. There wasn't really a hero besides, I think, one who trained Bob over here. And I do not remember which one trained Bob over here. But I believe there was one. Oh, this was merit. Maybe. No, it is the right way to go. Yeah, they didn't have no heroes to protect them over here, and, you know, no real drama besides simple thieves in a burnt down empire. Oh, I've probably passed this loads of times and I guess never thought to really question it. When the scepter was taken from its master, a curse of sandstorms plagued the entire empire for years. Nearly everything was buried, even the royal palace. Ooh. 1400 BP. Wow, this has got to be one of the earliest times we've seen. Ah, bright sunny days. Bright days, my 26th son is here. God, how many kids did you have? Jesus. That's a lot more than you need. How were your travels beyond the walls, Hasher? Life beyond the walls is different, vibrant, but most importantly, magical. I don't like that he has a dagger. Not every being is capable of harnessing magic like I am, Hasher. You know that. You see, I know it's not true. They taught me many things. Son? What is it you're trying to say? That your world is a lie. Well, that was really quick. No, how could you, Hasher? You've doomed us all. My father was mortal like all of us. His power came from the scepter. He is a false god. Now I will be able to rule. Wait, what's happening? You hear that? What did my father do to himself? Oh, and that's the sand piling up. I wonder if it's from the Emperor died, and that was the scepter's master that the scepter recognized. So then, since he was dead, even if Hasher was the one to take him and was, I guess, in some sort of line anyways, that did not count enough for the scepter to not curse sandstorms. That must have been sandstorms were here for ages, because there was sandstorms when the tribes came through, and that was after Portal. So, man, I wonder when this place got released of that fate. But it seems that's all the desert discoveries, so pretty normal, like, common desert lore. But yeah, I guess they really just had a corrupt empire kind of just curse all the desert. I guess now it's on to Nesaak, because we're not doing anything from Levagar just yet. We'll save that till we have a lot of them. Alright, in Nesaak we have Explorer's Corruption Study. And I'm not sure how many of these there are. So, it's gonna take us a little bit to get there. And if my horse stops freaking out. Why is it freaking out? We're not even going over multiple blocks. Being a little funky, but we're gonna get there. Once we pick up speed. But Nesaak should have some more stuff about the Twain brothers. We only really hear about Theoric. We know there's another brother, but we don't hear much about him. At least from what I can remember. We only really hear about Theoric because he was the big ice wizard. And he's what made Nesaak what it is today. But the other Twain, we don't hear too much about. We know he exists. I don't honestly even know his name. Maybe this will shed some light on that, or more about Theoric. Maybe his early days before he became such a grumpy old man. He mostly became grumpy just because of how much fighting he had to keep doing, and it was pretty endless. And if none of these secret discoveries deal with these quintuple spikes that are just randomly placed in Nesaak, there's a few of those around, and I've tried a little bit where you kill the demonic spawn that are coming out of there, and it turns over into ice, and I'm wondering if that leads to a secret discovery, but we'll see if it does. I don't want to activate it too early and try and do these in whatever order it seems to be giving it to me. Like what the game is just giving it to me. Since we're close, I don't mind going on foot. I'm over level for this area anyways, so it's no problem. Everything's a one-shot. Maybe we'll stay away from the relic guard. Not even. Or not. There you go. Throwing stuff at me. Oh yeah, I forgot some of the demonic spawn just kind of blow up. Well, okay, it looks like we actually might be dealing with the corruption spikes sooner than I thought. And we'll get a key of sorts. But see, now it's all iced over. The more spawn keep coming out, so I'm wondering if we need to be doing all of these. We can get on the horse for this one though. Make sure there's no key. It says we need a key for some reason. Why do I have all these random ingredients? That is probably why. I don't see no key, so I'm gonna see about... There's a few more of these around. See about taking that out and maybe... Owl? Give us what we need? Now that those spawn are done for, everything ices over. That was like that's the last stand before Theoric's magic somehow just randomly activated. I think there's like more of these. Just gotta take down all in the area. Make sure if there's any keys. None here. Is there any more? There's one more, at least over here. Keep them off. I hope this is the final trail of it. Getting a lot of magical sounds. Oh, and it seems there's a pit opening. Okay. Jumping on in. Oh, this is 2 out of 9. We must have skipped one on accident. Many years ago, a scholar studied how effective Theoric's ice had been so at fighting the corruption. Even through the sheer power of the twains, however, the ice was merely slows the corruption. I can't tell if I'm really bad at reading or if that is somehow typed oddly. But so this is 2 out of 9. So there's 9 of them in total, probably 10 once we finish. But it seems the game did not give me it in the proper order. But that is okay. We all kind of, you know, I say all, but there is kind of the general lore of Nesaak, mostly dealing with Theoric. Explorer's Journal. It looks like a weathered old journal. Many of the pages are waterlogged or stuck together and impossible to read. There are a few legible lines, however. My findings were astounding. Theoric's ice appears to be the weakness of the corruption somehow. As I write this, I can observe the ice in this cave slowly creeping over the corruption on the other side. Regular ice or snow would have been melted by now and overtaken. Theoric actually ended up saving the forest in Nesaak from the spread of the corruption with his ice magic. Though whether it's his power in specific or his ice magic in general, I haven't been able to figure out. If it is general ice magic, we may have a weapon against the corruption. If not, at least this provides some kind of a lead, doesn't it? Perhaps. The rest is completely illegible. Yeah, this is the only part of Wynn that didn't have too much of a spread. Alright, we're gonna go over to Elkern real quick so I can just pop into the book without threat of stuff just popping on. Like these guys. What is the next one? Frozen Cave Hideout. Alright, let's hope this one is the first one. And I'm sure there might be one that leads us near Ludos, which is near that Tower of Ascension. More like super south Nesaak. Where is this cave hideout? Hey, I'm wondering if it has something to do with the statues. Why can't I? There we go. Just being dumb. Seems like there is a little bit of a leading path. I think we just need to get up. And you really have to go up. Don't know if any of these buttons actually do anything. And whether this is the right way we're supposed to go. I'm wondering if we need to be on the head of the statue. No, kind of just points to here in general. That's the last smoldering spot. There's a button here. Oh, do we make the meat? Okay, okay, I see what you're doing. I see what you're putting down. Probably not gonna reach the other side, but, you know, give it an attempt. Man, I wonder whose special cave this is. Oh, hold up. Casting so many spells. Now that they cross, is that our way down? Oh, resetting. Oh, there's a ladder on top of this spear. Hopefully that means there wasn't one on the other that I was supposed to have already done. Or whatever reason may be. Did I possibly do this a little too short? So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to just jump down at this point. I might have been a little slow, it seems. Alright, let's give this another go. Luckily, we got plenty of time because we're pretty much flying through this. Oh. Oh, come on. Escape spelling my way up is like the easiest way to do this. Okay, so one at a time and just make sure this one doesn't have anything special about it either. It seems to. Don't know if that was actually anything. This might just be the way for it to be easier for us to go. Ah, I missed that completely. Hopefully this isn't gonna make us too behind. Go, 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 go. Really want to get to that cave. Ah, the other one already moved back. I'm wondering if I'm supposed to stay in one of these. Maybe I don't need both. But it really does seem like I'm missing something. Maybe I need to look this one up. I'm gonna stay on top of here and just see what happens. What is this one called? Frozen Cave Hideout. Wynncraft Frozen Cave Hideout. I'm surprised the spear's head isn't moving yet. Oh, there we go. Park ourselves up here real quick. I'm on top of the mountain. In the southern statue. Click the one button. Quickly make your way to northern statue by climbing this spear and using your movement spell. Then click the one button on the northern spear too. It'll make a V. And make your way towards the base of the southern statue. You'll notice that it has raised its foot. Quickly enter the gap created. Okay, so that's where that is. So it'll be right there. So we gotta do the southern statue first. So while you may not go down the spear, you use a ladder to just get over to the next statue quickly. Oh my god, I'm wasting so much mana on this damn movement spell. So getting up here, we can take our time, but we just have to quickly get over to the other side, and it's only, it seems, when the V is up. Really trying not to fall off. There we go. All right, quickly get in. Into the cave. This pretty small cave. 3 out of 9. Families like these used to hide underground during the raids. In the final raid of Nesaak, the orcs froze over the entire place, freezing them with it. Man, that sucks. He did end up taking a lot of innocents, but in the end, he really saved the area, so... He's a lot like an anti-hero, in a sense. I'm really wondering what's the first one supposed to be. While we're trapped here a little bit, I am gonna look at where the first one is. Because we somehow are skipping that. Seems like maybe Wolf Temple? So maybe I accidentally have already done it before. Oh, I must have. So the Wolf Temple area is when you're doing the Bob quest and you get a secret discovery there, and I must have done it by accident. So the lore there is this monument was built in memory of Bob, who supposedly fell to wild wolves here. Those who knew him had their doubts, however, and the origins of the mysterious temples and tombs are unknown. So that seems to be a secret discovery in and of itself, but it was related to a quest, so that's how that got confused. Alright, but we do have Nilrum's sealed letters. Nilrum, maybe the other? The other twain? We need to find our way out of here. Because the foot lifted right back up. So. Oh. Gotta take its time. Here we go. These wolves wouldn't just push me back in. And I don't know why my Wynncraft has been doing this. With, you know, of course it's with Windtills that you can make all these waypoints, but all of them keep staying up, and it might just be because it's secret discoveries, but I'll have to test it out whenever we do some questing next. Alright, sealed letters. This one I accidentally almost done myself. There's these 2 buildings, once again a south and a north, and you have to go inside them. Or you find a way inside them. I forget how you get inside. Not through the back. I'm gonna think it's these little houses in front of them. I'm gonna need to clear some of these secret discovery markers. Clear some of this. There we go. Okay, good. There's an upstairs. Wondering how we're gonna get anywhere. And there's a key. Alright, simple enough. If I can get myself back down. Get down! A key for your troubles. Ooh! Alright, close. Close, there we go. One final jump pad. And up here. Nilrum's spell weakens. Alright, pressing a button weakens your spell. I'm a little concerned about your magic, buddy. I'm sure there's lore to it. I'm just making fun of him. It's fine. Alright, I'm assuming we gotta go get the key in here, too. Oh, right by a fireplace. That's not the best place to place a key, but sure. Sure. I'm back with the jump pads. Nilrum's spell weakens. Nilrum's spell has been broken. What's happening? We're stuck. I'm gonna guess something exploded outside. It's not gonna show us anyways. Well, let's get outside and see what happened. I'm sure there's gonna be something in the middle. Oh yeah, that's one big hole. Well, let's go inside and see what that's about. An ancient letter addressed to Bob's friend Nilrum regarding a dark power. I guess let's read some of these letters. Oh, that's a lot. Dear Nilrum, the letter I enclosed to you has been sealed with concealment magics. I trust you know how to read it. My war against the creature is futile. Intel has reached me from a trusted source. Our world is far smaller than we could have imagined. Our magic, fleeting in comparison to what I'm about to explore. There are realms beyond our comprehension, powers we cannot hope to obtain. The immense forces are at war, with our plane of existence being the battlegrounds. There's a dark creature in the night, in a land far away. It poses a threat to all. I know this letter, I send you this letter as a warning and a farewell, friend. I'm going to challenge the beast that attempts to seal it away using my power you were seeking. My own life force. Oh, to do it with my own life force. I'm gonna keep it as that. For I know that is the only way I can do it. Killing it is not an option. I'm kind of filling in some words here. You know the magic I have infused in my animal companion. I trust you to hide them until one worthy is able to wield my... Okay, I can't even fill in what that word is. The world cannot know of my sacrifice. No one must search for me. I must fake my death and create a body for them to bury. I will have, oh. There's somewhat in order, but this one's red. And this one doesn't seem to match. the fighting chance for years to come. I wish you luck, Nilrealm. Continue to train the forces of Gavel. Oh, so he was one of maybe the heroes of Gavel. You are the most skilled blink that I have ever known. Yours faithfully, Robert. P.S. I have enclosed the item of power you were seeking. Yeah, Bob did have his history here too. But I wonder if we do meet whatever that beast was. Maybe that's something with the Silent Expanse. Surely not Realm of Light if he stayed over in Wynn. Alright, we'll get over to a safe place and we have a little bit of inventory clearing to maybe do. Or at least just get the ingredients in the ingredients patch, but let me get myself up to a safe place so we can continue these secret discoveries. I'll plop myself on top of the house. Right, let me snap some of these in here. I don't know why I have them. There we go. Alright. Let's see. What is next? The Lone Telescope. Alright, and the Lone Telescope seems to be into more southern. Nesaak, okay. That is fine. If I can get my horse to spawn. There we go. Best way to travel. I wonder if... I guess it's between Theoric and Bob over here, because, I mean, Bob had to fake his death over here. But I wonder if... I think the entrance to the Silent Expanse, if that's related to Bob's... what he found... If that is related to what he found, then maybe... I think the entrance isn't too far from here. I mean, it is legit just right next door. But I think the entrance is somewhere along here. Or Silent Expanse. Either way, I can't get in. It won't let me in. Are we near it? Oh, did I accidentally tick it off? My bad. I swear it's over here, though. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna guess it's up. We have a path up. And if I'm wrong, it won't be that hard to just drop straight down. But I did see some blood on the path, which makes me concerned this is either the wolf thing for Bob, and I'm in the wrong area, or if this telescope is not as simple as I thought. Well, okay, yeah, it's... This telescope's not as simple. They had some really nice little camp igloos here if you got a chimney, fireplace, something that keeps you warm. Damn. Is this blood or carpet? I don't like that. Will this thing kill me? Zooming in. From this view, you can see various carvings along the side of the Tower of Ascension. It seems to depict something falling from the sky. Zooming in further. They look somewhat of a crystal on top of the tower. Actually, the tower may have been erected to hold it or to honor it. It's unclear. Looking at the crystal is giving you a strange headache. It feels like something's leaking out of your mind. Perhaps it's time to stop using the telescope. What if it's corruption or whatever is from a different realm? The large crystal floating above the Tower of Ascension is not of earthly origin. While powerful, the strange magic aura exudes can cause very strange effects happening in the surrounding region. Interesting. If it's not of earthly origin, is assuming this is related to the Silent Expanse, that maybe that whole area is not earthly at all, and it is just some massive crater-like area. If that's related. I'm really not sure because I do not know Silent Expanse lore. I'm just assuming if it has nothing to do with the corruption. And since the crystals kind of match the power, like the theme of this somewhat, might be, and it's right next door, so. And I would assume we're not talking like different realms. I assume we're not talking realm of light just because, you know, that's Gavel business. They keep it kind of separated. Now we have Lucos's secret library, which luckily is not too far. Hopefully their library doesn't have anything as deadly, but I'm guessing some people's minds may have exploded from trying to stare too long at that crystal. Ooh, I wonder if when you're actually done with the Tower of Ascension quest, if they give you some more info on that stuff. Because I've not completed it ever. For this character other than this one has only been level 53, and you need to be at least 90 plus to finish it all. You know, 90 plus in good gear. But secret library. I'm gonna talk to this guy. Girl. The small ice wall in the center of the town has struck me as odd. One day, as I was walking past it, I could have sworn I saw something behind it. Okay. Thank you for the hint. Are you gonna do something about it, or? Okay, this is somebody else. So is there a button to activate anything around here? Explosives. Do we need to get an explosive? Let me see. Otherwise, you know, we spent a few emeralds on an explosive we're not going to use, so. No true harm. Okay. Do I really have to get the gunpowder? Let me see if I do. All right. Okay, so you do need the dynamite. Alright, well, I guess I gotta get some gunpowder. Hopefully there's some things I can just kill around here to get it. So then this is, you know, much more simple. I think there's like some golems and stuff over here. They might give it to me. Would really like a simple way to just get this gunpowder. Yeah, they don't seem to be given anything. Nor do these baby yetis. Wonder if this wall is a secret discovery of sorts. That's really weird wall, just in the middle. Nowhere. Just getting emeralds from these guys. I was really hoping one of them would give me something. No gunpowder? None at all? Okay, well, where am I supposed to get gunpowder from? Let me see if the wiki will tell me. And it's only used for the library, apparently the Cynamen is. Now, what will give me gunpowder? Crushed by dead prospectors located in the mesa. I really don't want to have to go back there if I don't have to. It can also be found in loot chest. Alright, it seems we're going back to the mesa. I don't have 5 gunpowder somehow. I got none. Alright, time to go kill some dead prospectors real quick. So a little bit of a intermission. Except this will take a little too long, so I'm not swapping over to anything else. But we can chat in the meantime. While I have to get 5 gunpowder for this man to make an explosive. I guess it's more of an exchange of give him the ingredients, he'll make it, rather than, oh, hey, here you're paying for it with gunpowder, here's the explosive. Then, a little more odd of an exchange. But we are flying through these. I'm glad my Minecraft's frickin' working. I'm surprised that is apparently it's a niche issue, but it's not like Minecraft's gonna take care of it because, I mean, this was actually even hard enough to find solutions for. I'm gonna have a friend help me out with this. And sadly, borderless Windows just does not work. Whether it's actually using the client to do so or whether it's modded, it don't want to work with me. But it is a good lesson and good to know that I should be prepared for games that will not be unwindowed. Just so then I can make sure any future overlays will be able to compensate for that fact, have a movable, adjustable frame. Especially because this one currently doesn't really have a frame. And I mostly did it because it was in a tutorial that I was using to create this, but I don't think I'm gonna do the whole, like, how there's behind the screen, the game screen, there's a blue background to, like, kind of, really you're supposed to, like, chroma key stuff out. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna make it a simple background, mostly because then if the game's not there, it doesn't look super bad or awkward. We're heading, like, the worst path to be doing this, but fine. I've spoken about it before, but since there is a quest further in, and actually it was somebody, a stream or two ago, that reminded me of the quest existing, that there is a quest that will actually require me to have other people in the party. So we might do some viewer things then for that, as well as potential raids. You know, once I'm more further in, got gear, blah, blah, blah. So it won't be for a little bit. It probably won't be of this year. Especially with the rate that I play Wynncraft like once a week, you know, on stream. Probably gonna wait. All right, we're gonna actually really need to go down. Find these dead prospectors, wherever they may be. Dead cowboy. Melting cowboy. Where are the prospectors? Might be in too hot of an area for the prospectors. Where exactly did these guys... Okay, so they're actually on the other side of this area, so we're gonna have to loop around there. Go through Rymek and then we'll be all good. Yeah, we will probably... This is definitely the game, rather than Genshin, to be the game to do any kind of community event stuff. Because there's the raids that we have to do and you have to do with people. And as I don't have any friends who actively will play Wynncraft, this is the perfect opportunity. Not this stream. It'll be in a few streams. No, I won't say a few streams. But as I will have to end up doing that eventually, I'll make that a viewer thing probably instead of randomly queuing. Need to keep a count of gunpowder. We don't stay here too long, but it's a chance drop by the prospectors. Otherwise, looking at loot chests around and seeing what we got. If I don't accidentally throw these guys to the wind. Anything? Ooh, there's a bunch down here. Please, one of you have given me gunpowder. They're giving a lot of gold and cracked skin and stuff that I don't want. But it's either this or you find a creature named Reggie, which is also around here, so I'll probably come across them anyways. Oh yeah, for those raids, that is about, I think, level 80-ish area? Maybe higher, I think? Is that one quest that you cannot do unless you have other people? There's cowboys. Seems to be very strictly this area. Just need 5 gunpowder, guys. You can give that to me. I will be out of here and stop killing your brethren. But I'm sure this is going to take longer than it needs to. Especially because I haven't gotten any as of yet. Really don't want to have to just go buy some off the freaking auction house, because that's kind of dumb, and that's also if anybody's actually selling that. Is there even an auction house in Rymek? Looks like not. Where is this Reggie? Ooh, not the way I meant to go. Because maybe the Reggie fella will give us more gunpowder. The Wither skeleton. It seems like kind of more like a rare mob is what Reggie is. Not something more or less guaranteed. Seems like a lot of the prospectors are in this cave specifically. Have we gotten any gunpowder? No. Guess I go see if... I don't think Amouge has an auction house. No, I'm gonna have to go to Deathless to try and get this. I think we might have better luck on the auction house. So I'm gonna head that way and hope that's it. Oh, huh. I probably have noticed it and pointed out before, but that's the first... I think this is one of the few corruption spikes that are actually in Amouge, the Rymek area. There's not very many. This place didn't get too touched, but honestly it had its own issues with, you know, the Emperor and his scepter. So, guess they didn't need more trouble if they didn't have to. Alright, let's see if the marketplace at Deathless will give me anything, just so I don't have to go crazy with this damn thing. Especially because it's totally a chance drop kind of thing. Like, Most of these low tier chests only really give you emeralds. Alright, we just need gunpowder. Oh, there's gunpowder, alright. I don't really want to have to buy a ton. And I only need 5. Man, that's pricey for some gunpowder, but whichever, I need it either way. Why'd I get emerald blocks back? Okay. I mean, shoot, I'll take it, sure. Then any of my own stuff sell. A little bit. Man, the freaking letters from Bob to No Realm is a lot. Alright, let's go to that secret library and get some stuff blown up. I don't want to have to go in the desert more than I have to. I already finished that quest. I'm good. Done. I do wish we had some more quests near the corruption, but I'm guessing when we come back near Wynn, Silent Expanse area, we start doing more about that. Or when you're much higher level. I don't know, I think the Wynn corruption lore is pretty cool. And then being over at Gavel, a lot of Gavel is a lot of racism. So it's just like, you know, we haven't heard too much of their hero yet. I know we're not that deep in Gavel, but it's still like, but I want to hear the hero stories. I like the hero stories. I'm really hoping we start hearing more about this No Realm character, because I'm gonna think he's Gavel's hero. And I know there's a little bit of quests that dabble into it. But not as much as we've delved into Bob's history. And they didn't have the corruption over there, but they had a different problem. I forget if it's like just called like the curse or something like the abyss. Whatever it is. I know they do have an issue, and it looks similar, but it's not the same. But it is of, like, maybe similar source. I'm sure once we start doing more of the Realm of Light quest and get more towards the middle, we'll start really figuring it out. There we go. Alright, time to blow up some stuff and get into the secret library. I want to read some books. Can I just place it down? Where can I place it? Please tell me I'll place it. It is, like, the only thing used here. These guys are really hovering around. Are we supposed to be doing this from a different angle? Let me see what the actual discovery says. Purchase a dynamite, drop it on the gray carpet, which should be this. Oh, drop it. Oh, no freaking wonder. Sorry guys, but I got important books to read. Explosives. Nah, those don't look like explosives. What do you mean? Ooh. Lucos' secret library. This old library has been slumbering beneath Lucos for years. It tells the story of the legendary Twain children. Ooh, okay, so we'll talk about both. Because we hear so much about Theoric. We can let us hear about the other one. And I'm sure we've done some of these discoveries out of order, but I'm just doing it what the game, you know, feeds to me. So, not my fault. Alright, let's make sure we do this in the right order. The Noble House of Twain, Chapter 1. When the portal opened 1,000 years ago, magic was not wielded by the hands of man. Although totally capable of performing spells, just like fire, magic had to be discovered. There were, however, humans that possessed natural magical gifts, gifts that needed no teaching or practice. These people were few and far between, and rarely did they possess enough power to fight corruption. Before the time of Bob, however, these people were invaluable and probably responsible for keeping the province alive. The Noble House of Twain, Chapter 2. During the early years of the War of the Corruption, there was only localized defense from these people. It wasn't until Morris Twain, a particularly gifted man, decided to organize a team. Being an orphan during the war was a very commonplace, and there are many others, this included gifted individuals. Morris took in any orphan children with gifts for magical prowess, particularly those with elemental magic. All the children he adopted took his name, Twain, and lived with him in his formidable manner, hidden from prying eyes of the portal. Oh, so that doesn't even mean they were related. They're just kind of, these are all Twains. They're children he adopted. I want to assume we're good to go back and forth. Oh, somehow this one's over here too? Maybe I clicked on both by accident? I don't know, but it let me do both. Is that supposed to say it's chapter 3? You can see the text a little bit through here, but it really doesn't show otherwise. Noble House of Twain, Chapter 3. Morris taught them to control their powers and use them to fight the corruption. His 4 true prodigies were Riccio, Theoric, Dwendal, and Mal. Oh, we have heard Mal's name before. Although other Twains had gifts, they were not really made for war. With Theoric's manipulation of fire, Dwendal's control of air, and Theoric's ability to govern ice, the largest threats of the integrity of the province were dealt with. Mal, however, did not possess the same type of powers as his siblings. Though they are not blood-related, the inhabitants of the Twain house were always considered a family. Mal was able to communicate with the dead, or more specifically, the spirits that lingered to walk the earth. He was able to produce black mystic wisps to damage his opponents. Oh, so more like a necromancy kind of thing. Noble House of Twain, Chapter 4. Mal was by far the most reclusive member of the Twain family, and spent most of his time listening to the woes of the departed that had unfinished business. Oh, that's gotta drive you crazy. Many people considered Mal's brand of magic to be dark and avoided him. People fear the dead was the reason Morris gave Mal for his obvious unpopularity among his siblings. You are the reminder that we are all simply mortal, despite our gifts. Mal wondered if Morris was really mortal. He seemed to tell stories at least 200 years old. Alas, he was mortal. Morris died of an old age and gave the children instructions to continue the House of Twain's noble work. We have heard of Mal, it's just we haven't heard of him in a bit. And Riccio and Dwendal's name are new to me, though I'm glad they're easy to pronounce. House of Twain, Chapter 5. Even in death, the corrupt were not entirely vanquished. They often lingered as spirits. Mal was often left to deal with the angry spirits, for he was the only one able to handle their wrath. The physical elements that defeated them in life were no match for them in death. The other siblings grew tiresome of Mal's reluctance to forever get rid of the spirits of the dead that remained, none more so than Theoric. He frequently reminded Mal that he would freeze his spirit out of him if he didn't take care of the monsters who they dealt with while they were alive. Mal, however, had his own way. He sought to calm the spirits and send them on. In his anger, Theoric couldn't stand to stay in the Twain Manor any longer and left to live in the nearest town, Nesaak. He protected it with his life. I mean, literally, he did protect it with his life and sealed himself in his own icy prison. But I guess that explains why the manor has so many ghosts and a whole freaking cemetery behind it. It was just because of Mal. Oh, I almost skipped a chapter. Noble House of Twain, Chapter 6. Bitter in their old age, the siblings did not fulfill Maris's wishes. They did not seek out gifted children. They all went their separate ways, all except Mal, who remained in the manor to aid the spirits that sought him. Their power and influence in the province was severely weakened as communication broke down. The 4 children of Twain, although powerful and kept the province alive, were not the best symbol of humanity. Eventually, one by one, the Twains fell. Some to Bakal, the immortal leader of the corruption, some to the corruption itself. Noble House of Twain, Chapter 6. All dead except for Mal, who was determined to teach at least one worthy of his knowledge of the spiritual world. Why did my horse show up? So the House of Twain fell into decline. Mal, unable to look after himself in his old age, spent the remainder of his time in a secret library learning the arts to pass on to one another. It was a young Bob who found Mal, and through him, Bob learned the spiritual knowledge and the history of Wynn. Eventually, Mal passed on, leaving the souls that could not be tamed in the manor. They roam the house, aggressive to anyone they may encounter. Noble House of Twain, Chapter 8. To the present day, the manor remains full of unsatisfied spirits. It remains one of the few places that the monsters from the portal will not go, and that does not mean it is by any means safe. Rumors float around in the eternal winter town of Nesaak that there are still secrets to be discovered, as Mal had a lot to hide. The House of Twain stood for several centuries protecting this province, and now no original Twain remains. However, Mal left a will to the last remaining honorary Twain. The remainder of the page has been torn out. I wonder if that's referring to Theoric or Bob. Because if we're saying honorary, probably means Bob, because he taught him and is, in consideration of the tradition, a Twain. Otherwise, it could mean Theoric, who is probably the last to pass on besides Mal. And I'm guessing that is all the library has to offer. Which I'm really glad to have more lore about the Twains, because I really like that lore. Teachings, oh, that's not it. Keep making sure I get the right ones. Torn in Twain. I'm sure this is going to be at the manor. Ooh, where is this teleported? What is this area? And yep, that's all the way over there. Well, I guess it is time for us to exit the library. It was very nice that we were able to come here, though. And quite the simple way out. There we go. Now we're probably gonna want to head over by horse. But it's interesting how not even all the Twains had all the elemental powers that Wynncraft presents. And I'm wondering as your mage if you can do necromancy. I've never played a mage class. Wizard, mage. I think there's the only difference in titles is what you pay for. I don't really know. But I wonder if there's a path for necromancy since there's skill trees now. And that would... It makes sense, it's just whether they allow it. So torn in twain. Wonder if there's gonna be a secret door, if I'm gonna be missing something. Here's all these random horses over here. Okay, and that's a cave. I was wondering if that was entrance to something I did not know about. So I wonder if there's just a way to get up. That looks like it might be an up location. So I'm not entirely sure. Because then it looks like there's a little bridge. Oh, and I see some sparkles. Okay, that's a good sign. Oh, hello. Oh. What was that gray blob over there? Must be because there's just nothing actually over here, but in case people try to, you know, do some troublesome things. Over here. Ooh. 550 AP, so after portal. 450 years ago. Alright, let's try and get a old man voice going. This is ridiculous. You know it is. You can't say it isn't. The people can't defend themselves. You've seen them try. It all ends in them making our lives harder. Why shouldn't I ask for a tiny bit of compensation in return? A mere penance, more than gratitude? You can't fill someone's stomach with kind words, Father. Yorick, listen. Don't you dare change the topic. I've listened to what you've said, and it's all nonsense. Platitudes and non-answers. Never give any straight conversations with you. Never. Not once. I can only warn you, Theoric. Leaving us will be the province's end. I brought you all together for a reason. Think of the consequences of your actions. Pah! As though you are. I'm out of the thick of it, saving this province. What have you done except put a roof over our heads? You hardly taught me anything. Dwendal hardly taught me anything. Riccio hardly taught me anything. And Mal actively makes me stupider every time he opens his mouth. Open your eyes and knock the wax out of your ears. This cannot continue as it is. Of the Twains, Theoric had a different idea of how defending the province should look and the rights that gave the defenders. Eventually, these differences led to him breaking off from the family to found his own land. And we actually got to see Maris. But yeah, Theoric, I guess, was always grumpy, and it wasn't even just from having to continue. He just, I guess, never liked the house he lived in. I think we're almost at the end. We have a deathly warning, a pottery reel, and probably the one that comes at the end. Deathly Warning is back in Lukos. We're gonna get down by horse. Or just go down anyways. What do you mean no room for a horse? Just click, keep clicking it till it works. I really wonder if Theoric's staying would have actually helped make the province survive a little longer now. I mean, the province is still alive thanks to Bob, which is partly thanks to Maul. But I wonder if Theoric actually staying would have helped enough. By the time Bob arrived, it would have been a team of 5 instead of him standing alone. I mean, we're not gonna know. I mean, Theoric did do something good in terms of at least saving this part of the province. But, you know, killed a lot of people in the process. Just because you can't evacuate everyone from such a tundra. Or, well, I guess before this it was an entire forest. In which some of the trees survived, but not all. Alright, Deadly Warning. That's just gonna be simple going in here, or... Guess we'll see, and if I die, well, shoot. Oh, no, there's an air. Okay, so this does seem purposeful. Okay. Looks like an old bridge was here. There's a note. Get us in! Deathly Warning. Atop the Tower of Ascension stands a being who claims to be Death himself. While such claims are a lie, it cannot be ignored that the imposter has a horrendous amount of power from an unknown source. So this has something to do with the crystal and it being from not of this realm. Dear whoever lives on top of that tower, it has come to my attention that you have been calling yourself Death. Though imitation may be the sincerest form of flattery, I am not particularly fond of imposters. I would appreciate it if you would find someone else to impersonate. After all, you really are sending off entirely the wrong message here, killing everyone like that. I am a metaphysical spirit with feelings and aspirations. Just because I've governed death doesn't mean that it defines my entire existence, you single-track-minded menace. Sincerely, Death. P.S. Your servant, Enku, does not know me. Tell him to stop trying to ape my popularity too. Oh, damn. Even Death was offended by this guy. That's kind of funny. Literally a deadly warning from Death. I'm wondering if the final boss for the Tower of Ascension will just be the guy who's impersonating Death, or actual Death himself. And you know, Death all the way out here in a snowy land, yeah, it kind of makes sense if he'd live here. Alright, we have technically 2 more, but 1 more till we get that last one. I'm gonna let these guards deal with all these wolves. Pottery wheel. Where is this one? Alright, this is nearby. Right? Yeah, it seems to be a little north, but shouldn't be a problem. We're almost to the end of it here. I'm honestly surprised. The Nesaak ones took a lot longer, but that's because there's a lot more reading, because, you know, Lore! We love good lore. Do we need to go this way? No, we don't. Go up and around and... Oh, there's like a kind of manor house here. Well, hello, hello. Do we get to come in? Probably not. Reset. Oh, there must be a puzzle inside or something. Let's see if we can go inside. I'm wondering if this is probably where we need to be. I mean, there's an arrow pointing towards the door, so sure. Thank you, door. Hello, door? Maybe not? What's up with this? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's do a slash class. Well, shoot. I have to do slash kill. Alright, well, let's try that again. I'm gonna make sure I don't actually need to go in that house. This one is called Pottery Wheel. Okay, no. And we don't need to go in that house, or at least not yet. There will be a literal pottery wheel in the mountain. That's what we're supposed to look for. So this quest name, as well as the last one, is very literal. It seems, since there's no houses, we probably need to go up. That's a... Whoever was up here spent a lot of time with their pottery. Let me move some of this out of the way. I guess we don't need that part yet. There's a lot of... There's some colorful stuff here. This wheel was used to make pots, if only you had some clay. Well, give me the clay. Oh yeah, we're adding to the collection. "425 years ago. Wow, is the time at the Orc actually not that long ago? I don't know how close our timelines are. Or even to Bob's. Sir Theoric, if you have a moment, your tribute is here. Good. Thank you. Good to see some who honestly have respect for what I'm trying to do for you all. Was there anything else? No, there wasn't. Not this time. They feel like you're taking too much from them, which I don't agree with, but... Ask them if they would prefer their money or their lives. Am I not protecting them? Is it really so much to ask that I get something in return? We know. We told them that too. We're sorry. You aren't the ones who need to apologize. I'm aware it's a voluntary contribution, but do they have any idea how difficult it is to cast magic like this regularly? Well, you don't have to scare them. They were actually being kind of nice to you, man. Bjork was the principal defender of Nesaak region for many years. The inhabitants volunteered contributions to him, sometimes in gratitude, sometimes in fear. He also loved to make pottery. Well, ladies and gents and everything in between, I do not know the smoothest way to say that. We've had time-traveling ball pits in FNAF, and now we have time-traveling pottery reels in Wynncraft. And I guess is now to the final secret discovery. And accidentally... Here we go. Lowest level. Make sure I get the correct one. The Twain's downfall. Well, where is this one? Back near the House of Twain? Makes sense. I wonder if this is gonna be the day that Theoric left. Because it makes sense since, especially since Mara said that, you know, as soon as Twain leaves, this is the downfall of the Twains. But it could also be the day that Maul died and left his teachings to Bob. It could really, the title could fit to be either or. Because then all the Twains literally die when Maul dies, or it could be the day that Theoric leaves and Mara said that, you know, the Twains' downfall comes with one of us leaving. I wonder if Mara's was, what his gift was, if he had one, because he gathered gifted individuals. But I don't think it really explained what gift he had, if he had one. I'm quite sure he had one. So it's in this little fort in the middle. Gonna go in the dirty water. Since, you know, no one can keep it up here. Nobody lives here anymore. The Twain's downfall. With the death of Mars Twain, the family fell apart, leaving Wynn's protectors alone. Or worse. Hello, little orb. Where'd you go? Oh, hello. And I guess we're gonna get cutscene time. Cutscene time, let's go. Twain's graveyard. Oh, there's Theoric. 570 AP. Surprise, surprise, Theo. You're late. Don't even start, Ricky. You're really being cold, huh? Look, we're all here for the same reason. Don't touch me. Are you all right? You shouldn't have done that. Oh, don't fight at his funeral, guys. Now you've done it, Riccio. Theo, stop. Just this once. Stop. Make me. Oh, and Maul completely disappeared. Oh, don't ruin his casket, guys. At least it kind of avoided it. Got pure fire versus ice. Wendell didn't even stand a chance. These two again, pretty fair fight though. It was like a fire prison. At least trying to help them. Thanks, Ricky. Don't worry about it. Let's finish this, shall we? Yeah, Dad should have done this a long time ago. Well, I mean, we know Theoric lives, so it's really what happens to these two. He's still trying. Wonder if Maul left because he just couldn't stand the disrespect. Well, that's one way to do it. This is some pretty good animating for just simple Minecraft. Enough. Oh, because they actually started destroying some of his grave. Are you out of your mind? You were about to kill your brother. You're right. You should leave. All of you. This isn't what a twain was about. None of us are twains. Not me, not you. We're an old man's delusion. I know, Ricky. Just go. Dad, I'm sorry. Well, at least you can't say my funeral was boring. What does this mean? The twains are over? The twains ended the day Thork left us. You should stay here, though. There's one who will one day need your help. Man, they destroyed some of his casket, but I mean, at least Maris, in the end, found it a little bit like, well, I guess here's the humor in it. And we walk out of that. And I guess that is the last bit of lore we have. It was nice to learn more about the twains, that's for sure. And to hear of the name of the hero of Gavel, Nilrome. I'm sure his name was mentioned before in a Bob quest. I just completely forgot what the name of that hero was. And a lot of the beginning of Gavel doesn't really even touch on the hero. Like, the hero didn't do that much compared to Bob, which we hear, like, pretty often. I don't know why the music is still, like, really epic right now. I'm sure it's quiet on your guys' side. Let's see. I don't think we have any more that are... Yeah, a lot of these are into Gavel, which I do want to wait till... Wow, we have a lot, actually. I want to wait till I'm a little bit higher level and just gather them all. If not, wait till all of Gavel is done, because it should be pretty much across the board. Islands. Ooh, I wonder where some of these places are. And I guess that's it, because what's next is going to end up being quests that I'm out of gear level for. So for that is why Tuesday's Double Trouble with Wynncraft is grinding or questing, because it really depends on how lucky I get with my own grinding, which I'll be doing after I have some dinner. I'll be doing some of my own daily grinding over in the Troms area. But I do thank you all for joining me today in the Haven. We learned quite a bit of the sad truth about the twains, as well as the mysterious empire over in Rimek-Almuj area. and just how much of a disaster that scepter is. But I do really hope... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Oh, no, never mind. Fine. I do hope you all have had a wonderful time in the Havens. Thankfully, I got a fix for the Minecraft, so we are fine to continue. It'll just look a little odd for a bit. So, next stream is going to be Sunday at 12. We're doing a pretty early stream. Doing some art before work over on Twitch. I will also push it here. I'm really hoping to, if affiliate's not a thing that's probably going to go on for a while, I'll just let that cook if it happens. But I would like to get to 50 followers on Twitch, and then I will be playing Deltarune. If we get to 50 followers on Twitch before the 20th of December, I will be using the 3D model, whatever I have at that point, I will be using it while we play. So then you guys will actually get to see the 3D model and something other than just a moving pixel. Here is my Blue Sky and Twitter, where I have the schedule posted if you do have those social medias. Otherwise, I do post it in a YouTube post in case you don't want those social medias, which completely fair. And yeah, I think we made quite a bit of good progress. Hopefully, we'll be able to continue just questing for Double Trouble Tuesday with Wynncraft. But if not, we can do some grinding beforehand and then try and get done what we can. So we don't, you know, just grind all day on Tuesday. Because Phasmophobia is just grinding as well. I think. Or the winter event starts then. I think the winter event starts then. That actually might be very lucky timing. I'll have to double check that because I might be too enthusiastic about that. Yeah, I will see you guys either Sunday, or if you're only sticking to YouTube, I will be back here on Tuesday. So thank you for joining me in the Haven, and I hope you all have had a wonderful time. Bye-bye!